Hi guys, I am going to do a tag video today, and it is the coloring scare tag. So the first question is, what weapon would you choose if you were living in The Walking Dead? And I think I would choose the samurai sword because it keeps the zombies at a distance. You can get more than one at once, and you don't need to reload or worry about running out of bullets, etc. Number 2, if you were paid to stay the night in a haunted house, would you? And how much would they have to give you? Well, if I was being paid to stay in a haunted house, like because it was being filmed for some TV program or whatever, I would imagine I would get paid whatever the going rate is, and my expenses. And if it was, I don't know, another reason, like somebody wanted to know if anything was going on in there, and you know, they wanted to buy the house or something like that, I wouldn't care so much about getting paid, just my expenses. That's about it. Making sure there was food, and you know, that I'd be allowed to bring my dogs because they're an early warning system. What superstition, urban legend? The dogs want to answer. Okay, number 3. What superstition, urban legend do you believe? I believe in the backseat killer. Like in your car's backseat. You should always check your backseat. That's probably one of the only ones I believe in. Number 4. Which horror movie did you never get over? I think the most unbelievable, well, okay, it's kind of a tie, or a triple tie, if there's such a thing. When I was younger, I saw 2 movies. Really? Okay, I had to kick the dogs out. Okay, number 4. Which horror movie did you never get over? Well, there were a couple of movies that I saw when I was younger, really young, that really bothered me because they were based on real life events, and I think just the fact that the stories were real and that real people did this stuff to another human being. One was 10 Rillington Place, which they've made several like movies, TV series on it, and pretty disgusting. And then the other one was Helter Skelter, when that came out. That was shocking too. And then when I was older, I think the one, well, it was based off of Ed Gein, although it was fictionalized was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's pretty heavy duty. Okay, the next one is number 5. What is your favorite scary and or Halloween coloring book? Favorite scary, creepy one is the latest Beauty of Horror, because it's filled with different bands and actors and musicians, which, I mean, both movies and music have been a big part of my life. You open it up and boom, you got like the Ramones in there. That is awesome. And Bowie. Okay, number 6. What is the scariest book you've ever read? That would be, it was pretty disgusting, and it's a lot different from the film, is American Psycho. That book was, for what I remember, was really disturbing. I had to put it down a few times and question myself, like, do I really want to continue reading this book? It was a level of cruelty that was just unbelievable, and some of the descriptions of what he did or fantasized about doing were just completely shocking. And I remember thinking, who wrote this thing? Like, who thinks about, who would come up with this stuff, man? Like, they should be arrested if they're having, you know, such, like, how did they come up with these ideas? I won't even repeat what some of the stuff was. It was just pretty unreal. Okay, number 7. If you could be a scary monster, what one would you be? Let's see. If we're talking films, and I really like the werewolves from the Twilight series. Those are gorgeous, and you know, you're super strong and you're super fast and hella good looking too. I guess I'd pick that one. And number 8, where is the scariest place you have ever been? Well, when I was a kid, I went to a couple of classmates' houses after school, and what I experienced there made me just like bolt out of their house. Yeah, it was some wacky stuff. And later on in life, the scariest place was, I won't say the name of the center, but it's pretty big in Toronto, and it's a cancer center, and it was pretty scary because they had people waiting for 6 to 8 hours to get chemo, and you know, the lineups just went from the waiting room down the hall, down another hall, spilling out into this other space. And I was furious because I was taking my mother there. And I went up to the receptionist and I'm like, what is going on? And she told me something that I don't think she was supposed to tell me. But she told me that the doctor or doctors would overbook 10 plus patients for one-time slots. So, say 9 o'clock, your appointment was for 9, there'd be 10 other people there for 9, and then say 9:15, there'd be 10 more, and then 10 more. And I think the number was actually bigger than that. So I'm walking down these halls and sitting there watching these people that look very ill, like they look like they might have not a lot of time left, and they're spending it in a waiting room because some doctors can't get their crap together and figure out a better way to book patients in there. I mean, that's pretty outrageous to do something like that. And it's scary, too. Number 10. Do you go to the toilet with the lights on or off after a scary movie? I don't need the lights on. I don't get scared after watching a movie. If you have a closet, would you need to have the door fully closed to sleep? No. Watching movies doesn't bother me like that. Number 11. Do you prefer to watch scary movies with others or alone? I don't know. I mean, I do like to watch movies with people because then you could talk about what happened and have a little discussion about it. But sometimes it's nicer to watch it alone because you can just be engrossed in the story and not have any distractions. Number 12. Do you want to be a vampire, zombie, or werewolf, and why? Okay, well, I think I would pick a vampire because you can live a long, long time. You can hone your skills. You can learn multiple language. You can travel all over the world. You can experience so much. A zombie is brain dead, and I don't see the appeal in that. A werewolf would be cool, just because of the athleticism and the strength that you get. But I think vampire would be the most interesting one. Number 13. Would you participate in the zombie run, which is a city event that is like a haunted fun run? Yes, I would participate in that. If so, would you be a zombie or a runner? I think it would be fun to get dressed up and be a zombie, more than just screaming and I don't know what goes on, but I'm sure it's fun. I've thought about going to those before, but never actually went to one. Okay. Number 14. Do you prefer gory, creepy, or cute and spooky? I prefer gory creepy because usually it's a little bit more original. The artwork is usually more original. Well, that's not always true, though. Cute is okay, but I do like to color in like pretty faces and gothy type stuff. That's why I like Monster High, because it reminds me of when I was hanging out in the punk days. So it's kind of a toss-up. Okay, number 15. What scares you most about being home alone? I don't really have any fears about being home alone. The only thing, I guess, if I thought about a lot would be getting sick, because then, I mean, I'd have no one to help me, you know, and it's happened anyways, to help me cook, feed the fur babies, get stuff I need. Okay, 16. Would you rather walk through a cornfield or forest in the dark? I think I'd rather walk through a cornfield because it's relatively flat and there's not many predators cruising around a cornfield, whereas in a forest you could trip over stuff and there's bears and stuff like that. So that would be, that's 16, 17. If you could make a magic potion, what would it do and what ingredients would it take to make it? Well, that's a complicated question. I think I'm going to skip that one because, you know, I mean, first of all, if I'm wishing for something or if I need it for something, I'm not really about to tell everybody, you know, and all that kind of, depending what you're doing, it takes planning and sorry, it's kind of hard for me to do two things at once here. Yeah, so I'm going to skip over that question. Number 18. What was your favorite Halloween costume of all time? My favorite costume was being a bum. I think it was my dad's idea, and he gave me his lumber jacket to wear, and he burnt a cork and drew like stubble on my face and gave me his toque to put on, and made me, you know, a little stick with a little bag on the end. And I think because he made that for me, and I was wearing, you know, one of his jackets, that I really liked it so much. 19. Who would you rather have as a friend? Michael Myers, Pennywise, Alien, Predator, or Freddy Krueger, and why? Well, Michael Myers doesn't talk, he just kills people. So, that wouldn't work. Pennywise messes with kids, so I wouldn't want to be friends with somebody that does that. Alien, no, even though I love the franchise. You can't be friends with those guys. Predator would, I think, be the pick, because there was a film where they did work together to take down another predator, so they are open to that. And Freddy Krueger likes to infiltrate your dreams, and who wants that guy cruising around in your dreams and making visits? No thanks. So now you're supposed to tag some people, and I'm just going to leave it open. If you want to do it, you could change some of the questions. It doesn't have to be, your favorite coloring. If you're into something else, just say whatever your favorite, like, hobby or craft or whatever. And thanks so much for watching, and have a great night.